So after we discovered mould behind this wardrobe, which is directly behind where the old shower tray was, discovered, like I said, a whole lot of mould along the carpet's edge there. And when I inspected the corner of the shower tray, the tiles, when I tapped on them, were really loose. In actual fact, one just fell off. And then on further inspection, all the tiles along the base of the wall where it meets the shower tray were all just so loose they just fell off. The shower had obviously been leaking for years undetected. The only reason why we found it was because whilst I was sleeping one night, I said to my wife, I can smell mould, but we couldn't find it, although we looked for it. And then I moved our cupboard out the way, and there was horrible mould on that carpet. So as a result, I had to rip out all the tiles, the entire bathroom. As it's a rented property, I notified the landlord, and he was happy for me for us to redo the bathroom for him. So that's what I've done. I've taken all the old plasterboard off, replaced all the timbers that were rotten. The flooring was affected, so I put new flooring in under the wall and 600mm into our bedroom because the water damage, it was evident by the staining of the flooring. There was dry rot on the substrate. So I replaced all of that and put new waterproof plasterboard in what will be the shower area. And then I've just dabbed the rest of the walls with standard plasterboard. And so to help with waterproofing the shower area, I've purchased this tanking kit, Everbuild Aquaseal tanking kit, which should do the job according to the number of videos that I've seen online. Comes with your instructions, obviously. It comes with your tanking primer. One coat of that should be fine, unless on a really porous surface you'll probably need to put 2 coats. It comes with your corner tape, fabric corner tape that obviously goes up in the corners and along any joints that you may have in your board. It comes with a brush and a roller, and also the liquid membrane, the tanking membrane itself, that is applied at right angles to one another, first horizontally and then vertically, or whichever way you fancy. And then it also comes with a mat that if this was a wet room, for instance, you'd have your waste trap in the base, and that would go around the waste trap, performing a permanent seal. So that's what the kit comes with, and hopefully it does the job. right now. So, handy little tip, what I found useful is using a scraper in the corner whilst you peel off the backing paper, because this stuff's really sticky, and if it sticks on the board, it may pull. If it's not stuck on properly, you may pull the paper off, and that's what you don't want. So you just do a little bit at a time. Keep the scraper in the corner as you go. Make sure it's nicely tucked in the corner. And you just work your way all the way down. And then use your roller just to make sure it's properly stuck on there. But it's really useful using a scraper to get it right in the corner. So we've finished applying the liquid membrane to the walls, to the shower cubicle area. We're now ready to install the tape, the sealing tape, to the perimeter of the shower. What we've done is we've masked off, using masking tape, the distance, the thickness of a towel away from the wall for the membrane to overlap onto the shower tray. What I've done is I've drawn a pencil line around the perimeter of the shower area as a guide to help installing the tape. So what we're going to do is, how I got that line was I measured by actually fitting the tape onto the base of the shower tray up to the masking line, and then transferred my line onto the wall just as a guide to help achieving the correct overlap I need on the shower tray. So because it's so sticky, I thought the best way to do this is apply it from top to bottom rather than take the sticky panel paper off the back. Not the sticky paper, the paper off the back of the membrane. And then it'll be difficult to try and, if you remove the paper off the back first and try and get it up to the masking line, it's going to tend to want to stick to the wall first and then, you know, create problems as you go along. So I thought the best way to do it was from the top down, from that pencil line. That way I should get the correct overlap once I get to the bottom. So I start off by doing that, the first little section, and then hopefully when I take the bottom off, see it sets away from the wall, so I can work my way down using a scraper. And that way I'm right up to the edge of the tape, more or less. It's difficult because it's not such a great overlap, but it's seems to be working out fine so far. Where I've got an overlap onto the shower tray, and then the towel sits on there, and then once the tiles have set, I can then apply a bead of silicone along the front of the edge of the tiles. That way it's kind of a double whammy in terms of sealing the perimeter of the shower area. So I'm going to continue on doing that all the way around the perimeter, and then use this Aquaseal tanking membrane, liquid membrane, and apply another 2 coats over the tape. That way we shouldn't have any problems. So after a little bit of a struggle, I managed to get the tanking tape all along the perimeter of the shower tray. I think the trick here is, with it being so sticky, just take your time, especially around the corner areas, as it's a little bit tricky to get a decent fold in there, but we got there in the end. So now that that's on, we're going to apply another 2 coats of the tanking membrane.